What's up, guys? This is Purge the Alien, and we've got our hands on the brand new chapter approved. This video will be one of multiple videos that we're coming out with this week covering the contents of this book. This video specifically will focus on Apocalypse battles, mission objective markers, custom-built land raiders, and also the Xenos factions, Orks and Drukhari. So let's get into it here. Page 8 is the Apocalypse section. This pretty much gives you the rundown of what Apocalypse battles are. If you are not familiar with it, it gives you a nice little picture here of what an Apocalypse game should look like with all the massive vehicles and guys on the field. So I won't get too much into that because, it's pretty self-explanatory from there. This section here, it pretty much tells you how to set up armies, how to pick sides, and gets into warlords and war masters. Every player is a warlord. However, the war master is a person who is in charge of the team pretty much. Other than that, what I think the most important thing about this section is the schedule and time limit opposed to turn limit that most missions and scenarios that we play are based off of. This is a time limit, and they give you kind of like a setup one-day schedule, and at 9 a.m. that's when you arrive. By 10 a.m. you should start the first session, give everyone a lunch break, second session, dinner break, start third session, and then you end the battle. So this is an all-day event because Apocalypse battles take forever. They also give you more in-depth look at how to organize the tournament or Apocalypse game rather. It talks about the game organizer and the 4 P's: people, place, playing area, and plan. And it goes into depth about each one of those things. I won't go into it on this. You can read it for yourselves when you get it. Other than that, there are 3 different missions for Apocalypse games: Race to Destruction, Night March, Exterminatus. And other than that, if you wanted to go beyond Apocalypse game and add a little bit more to an Apocalypse game than just utter obliteration of different armies, you can set up story-based objectives, and they go into how to make your own personal objective markers to make it more thematic. Also, personal objectives and secret orders where each person could have their own objective and opposed to a team objective where they could destroy the most enemy units or control objective markers, kill warlords, stuff like that for the individual person on the team. And then it goes also into umpired battles where that's pretty much a game mastered event where he can set up special events during the game, like meteor showers or a dangerous area of terrain, something like that. And then they also go into multi-game tables, and then they say, most importantly, it's all about fun. So other than that, we got land raiders here. These are for open play only. This is pretty cool. I like how they made this mechanic where, depending on the weapons that you choose for your land raider, that affects your transport capacity. So you start off with you select your first primary weapon. So if you have your 2 las cannons, you have a transport capacity equal to 10. Hurricane bolters give you 16, and so on and so forth. Then additional weapons also affect, and they minus from your transport capacity. So once you start adding, when you get your 8 las cannons on your Terminus Ultra, your transport capacity is going to be very low. Other than that, they also have, specific weapons can only be used for Imperium, like also Chaos can only, mostly Reaper autocannons. So Chaos can't be rolling around with Hurricane Assault or bolters, and Imperium can't have Reaper autocannons. All makes sense. Then they give you a few different variations that they have created. The Terminus Ultra, which is the las cannon setup, the Wrath of Maganar, we'll say that. Space Wolves, where you get the Hellfrost Cannon. You got your Blood Angels, and you got your Dark Angel Land Raider. They also give you a sample Chaos one. Very cool. These are open play only, so don't expect to see these or field these in any tournaments unless it's like a open war tournament. But there you have it for that. So let's take a look at these objective markers. They kind of, I think it's page 80. Yeah. To make your own objective markers, they really want to. They're pushing kind of creative instead of using like a dice for your objective markers. They're talking about getting creative with your own, and then they give you some examples. Like this was the objective marker set that they released with the new set, and I picked that up. It's still in my box. I'm one of those guys who still uses the dice for their objective markers. But I will put something together. And I actually already have. When I saw this, there are terrain pieces. I bought a couple terrain kits, and there's always like one or two sets that stand out, or pieces that stand out that look more important than the other. And I went and go ahead and like glued those on a base. And if I ever get around to painting that those will be easily used as objective markers. And also, hero bases. They're saying you can use the hero bases, or the extra stuff you get from your Imperial Guard stuff. So, and they also give you examples of army specific stuff. You got your Chaos bits, your Necron. This is sweet. These are the Slumbering Dead, and these are just the extra guys from the Annihilation Barge. Tyranid stuff. I have a couple of this stuff actually from 3rd edition that I'm still hanging on to, 3rd or 4th. Drukhari. So you get it. You get creative with your objective markers and your loose bits and your spare bits, and put them to use. So let's get into like the important fun stuff here, the factions. So how they've broken down the factions here. Each person in the chapter approved that did not get their own codex yet, or not getting their codex anytime soon, they each get a little bit of something to allow them to be a little more versatile and use objective or stratagems and warlord traits that are more than just what you get in the big rule book. So, and each army seems to get their warlord traits, a relic, and a stratagem. So let's get into Drukhari. Before I go over these, I just want to talk about the point drops real quick. And they show you all the point drop stuffs in the back here. Updated Forge World, very nice. We'll talk about that later. Let's find out. Drukhari point drops. If I can find it. Sorry, folks. There they are. Okay. So, and forgive me when I slaughter the names of each of these units, because I am just a savage monkey and I do not know the dark elf dialect. So Laman, he is now 18 points. He dropped from 32. Medusa, she is now 21, a drop from 28. Razorwing Flock, this is the big one. They're now 14 points, and that's double from what they were in the index. Slith, she is 31 from 44, and the Urgles are 22 from 30. So let's get back to their stratagems and warlord traits. So their warlord traits are, they have 3, depending on the 3 different characters that you can choose. Blood Dancer, this is obviously for your witch cult. Each time you roll a hit roll of 6 for this warlord in the fight phase, that hit causes 3 hits instead of 1. Master Regenesis, this is for your homunculus coven. This warlord heals D3 lost wounds at the start of each of your turns. Hatred Eternal, this is for all your other characters. Reroll hit rolls, wound rolls of 1 for this warlord in the fight phase. Now the relic is the Parasite's Kiss, models with a splinter pistol only, and its weapon profile is as follows. Range 12, it's a pistol 2, strength 1, AP -2 and 2 damage. However, the weapon wounds on a 2+ unless it's targeting a vehicle, in which case it wounds on a 6+. Each time this weapon kills an enemy model, the bearer regains 1 lost wound. Stratagem. This is the webway portal, and this pretty much just gives their infantry, biker, or beast units the deep strike ability. So I'll just read it real quick. Use this stratagem during deployment. If you spend 1 CP, you can set up 1 Drukhari infantry, biker, or beast unit from your army in the webway portal instead of placing it on the battlefield. If you spend 3 CPs, you can set up 2 such units in the webway instead. Units in the webway can emerge at the end of any of your movement phases. Set them up anywhere on the battlefield that is more than 9 inches from any enemy unit. You can only use this stratagem once per battle. So there you have it. It's nice to have deep strike for any army, and I've noticed that a lot of different armies are getting that ability. So let's move on to the greenskins, orcs, and before we move into that, we'll find their points modifications. There they are. So Morkanot. It is down. It's 250 points, and it was 270 in the index. Scorches are also down. They are 37 from 49. War buggies are 33 from 44, also a drop, and also another drop. War trucks are 37 from 49. So orcs are getting some point drops, which is always nice. So let's go back to the orcs. And their warlord trait is pretty simple. It's called Might is Right, and it pretty much just adds 1 to the warlord's strength. Their relic, Head Wappa's Kill Choppa. Model with the big choppa only, and it replaces the big choppa. The weapon profile is as follows. It's a melee weapon, strength +2, AP -2, and damage D3. Also, wound rules of 6+ made for this weapon inflict D3 mortal wounds instead of the normal damage. So that's not too bad. There's stratagems here. Mob up. This allows 2 alike units to join up after they've been messed up a little bit. Use this stratagem at the end of your movement phase. Select 2 orc infantry units from your army that are within 2 inches of each other that have the same data sheet. So 2 boys unit or 2 storm boys unit. If one of the unit has 10 or more models and the other has 10 or fewer models, the 2 units merge, and for the rest of the battle, they are counted as a single unit for all rules purposes. That's nice, especially if you play missions with kill points. You can, stop your opponent from getting an additional kill point by forming up your weakened orc boy unit. Now, Daka. This is 1 CP. Use this stratagem before an orc infantry or biker unit from your army shoots in your shooting phase. Each time you make a hit roll of 6+ for a model in that unit, immediately make an extra attack the same unit using the same weapon. These extra attacks cannot themselves generate any further attacks. So this we'll see more flash skits getting played for sure. And this helps a lot, especially orcs hitting usually on 5+. But flash skits for sure. So there you have it. I think that's everything we're going to go over for this video. What do you guys think about the new chapter approved? Do you like certain units? What do you think about the stratagems, relics? We want to know what you think. Like, subscribe, and as always, we are Purge the Alien. Thank you very much for watching.